Today we're continuing with mocking up the additional components to add to the frame. So working on the exhaust design and also the mudguards. The mudguards will be carbon fiber, but first I have to make a mold, and to make a mold we have to make a master so that we can take a mold off it. I've got some fairly nice aluminium extrusion, which is quite a nice rigid aluminium mudguard. So this is the front and this is the rear. It is the right curve, but it's way too skinny on the back. The front one is good. The front one is the right shape and the right width once the mounting brackets are made, so we'll be able to make the brackets and then take a mold off of that. It'll sit a bit lower than that. The issue we have with the rear guard is it's only 110mm wide, so my objective with this is going to be split it down the middle. So being 110mm wide, we're going to insert a 40mm section in the middle and countersink rivet all the way around. So I'll cut it with a cut-off wheel right down the middle, retain the outside curve, and have it 150mm wide, so it'll fill in the area. Everything at this stage is mocking up, so the exhaust bracket, that's roughly where the exhaust bracket will go. The exhaust will come through across where that tape is from the other side. This effectively is the height of a trials tire, so at full compression it's going to have a probably 40mm clearance from the guard, and the guard will sit nice and comfortable following the contour, so with a small seat there and the 150mm wide guard filling up that full area with the radius in behind the seat. Looks like the jigsaw is a tool of choice to slit the dummy mudguard in half, so I'm cutting it smack bang down the middle. I'll save you all the noise, it's fairly loud. Okay, the rear guard has been successfully split down the middle, so now you can see with the 40mm spacer in the middle, which will be aluminium and countersunk rivets to hold it together. It was somewhat of a mission. I ended up having to use a miter saw and a jigsaw and a skill saw. It's not quite in the right position, but you can see how nicely it fits. So here we're marking out all of the strips that are going to bridge the two sections of mudguard together, so we can wide it to 150 mil wide. I've got countersunk rivets, so I mark it all out and pre-drill it before I cut it into little strips. So here they are all drilled, 12 little strips, and then I just need to go through and deburr. Probably should have peeled the plastic off. I won't bore you going through the whole lot. So they're all cut with the big snips in the vise, but left with a little bit of a curve, so a little bit of a tappy tappy. So here is the mudguard side, and these are going to rivet there and there. And then the center section, which we're about to mark and drill, will be the infill. So this is the 40 mil insert. So it needs to be marked and drilled.
Two at 20 mil apart.
So I think the first one was 50 mil and then 100 mil each. Correct, 50 mil, then 100, 100, 100, and then I went around and stopped here. Correct, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 back the other way. So everything's been countersunk, and now it's time for assembly. So these will go there. So here's the start. So let's go with the tipped assembly. start with that one. Okay, the first couple of rivets are in. Got 4 in there and 4 in there, and then I'll start pulling it all together. It's going to look the part. Oh, loads of fun riveting up the MUDGUARD master for the mould. Using a little countersunk rivet. And 1.5mm aluminium. I'm not finishing this end because it's way long, but there's the finished guard. Pretty straight, very straight. So that's going to get taped on the inside and then filled and fed along those edges, and then we'll take a mold off of it. But the most important part is to get these nice edges there. No, it's going great. Let me put it on and have a test fit. So let's do a bit of a trial fit. As you can see, it fits really nice, really nicely in this section. It's way too long at the front, or way too long, full stop. So there's a lot more overhang than I want. The back's a lot lower than it needs to be, but once I cut it and then rotate it around. Oh, this is Pierre. Pierre spends all of his time here. Okay, let's see if I can work out how long it needs to be. I'm thinking somewhere around about there. About 230mm needs to come off it. You can always take more off. I think we'll cut it there and then see how, so that will be down there. Yeah, sort of want that to be the top. Yeah, not so good. Okay, we'll call that centre line. Okay, I'll cut it down here. Okay, I've cut the front down, so it's moved a long way forward. It's actually a very, very nice fit. That's going to be the length, so it's going to stop at where the tyre is. Trials tyre is probably about another 20 or 30 mil taller than that. There's a block underneath it, depicts the size. That's at full shock compression, so pretty much the easiest way to do all of the workings. So all very nice and tidy. I think it'll be comfortable with terrible filming, comfortable with the small seat in that area.